trading where I come from, Mangone. I'm not going to do that.
What is up, jabronis? JJ back here with the crew, Snyder, Mangone, Uncle T, Allie, Kurt. Off a pretty decent week, I would say. You guys always hate on the white hat. I believe the white hat has been a part of 3 of these shows, and not 1, not 2, but 3 PGA winners when the white hat's on. Last week, do we know on the show who got the winner right? Was it you, Mangone?
No, it wasn't me.
Wasn't you. Kurt?
I had it, but I did not give it on the show. I'm not that good.
Allie got the winner. You want to talk about our friend Bill and his successes last week and his trolling of the haters? You love that as well. What you think of him last week? And great pick.
Listen, I bet Willie Z a lot of times this season. You guys know that, but I just felt it coming last week. The new caddy, it was like perfect setup. Like he's bringing in someone new. It's got to be a win. And what do you know? It was a win.
Love it. Love it. Landed a little T20 action too. And I think there was a few
T20. Sam Burns with the T20, but that was not included in the video because we only promote our outrights on this show.
Thank you. It's taken her, what is it? 27 episodes. She finally gets it. We don't promote the T20s. We promote the outrights, but no, it was great. And obviously Snyder a few weeks back. It's been a nice little time to get hot in this sport. So great stuff all around. Folks, how was your week? Snyder, how was your week last week? Were you underweight, overweight on some of the guys?
Does this man think I'm the newest member?
Is the newest member Allie going to be in the NFL streets? Well, on this show, I think
the newest member on this show is Kurt. I've been on this show for months.
Wow.
That might be true. And Otter's an OG. I guess maybe we'll give Otter the benefit of the doubt because out of everybody here, you're the last hire, I think. Is that
I think weird, but because you were a week after. I thought the year before me. You were like 2 weeks after me, maybe. Or 3.
So Otter will give you the benefit of the doubt. You're an OG, so that's cool. But needless to say, Snyder, how was your week last week?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had the Zalatoris win like a lot of people did. That was all right there. Had him at T20 as well. Actually, I got a very crazy line on him T20, so I had that. DFS line was all right. I had a lot of like Henley and Horschel and Rory in DFS, so I ended up slightly losing a little bit in DFS, but it was overall a pretty good week. Had a couple good showdown rounds as well.
Love it. Kurt, yay, nay?
I had a terrible classic week. I lost like 50% of what I put in, but I had a huge showdown round 2, I think. I had second place in a bunch of single entries, so I ended up going slightly positive for the week. And then I had my biggest sports book win ever with Willie Z. So, hey, another good week of PGA.
Give it up for Bill, everybody.
Love it, Bill.
Love it. Uncle T, how about yourself?
I mean, you saved the best 2 for last. I mean, I knew we were going to get a full victory lap from the winners from Bill Z, but I mean, it's a little disrespectful to me and Mangone, the 2 elder statesmen on the show. But no, congratulations to Allie, to Snyder, to Kurt. I want to publicly say congratulations since you guys never say I give you any congrats. So very well done. As far as my DFS week last week, JJ, you say we like transparency on this show. It was probably one of my worst weeks of the year. So I had a lot of Rory. I did not have Bill Z, and I had Henley. So, yeah, it was just one of those weeks where, hey, Mangone told me a while back, hey, if you make some stands and you just come up short, you just go get them next week and you get better. So it was not a good week, but I'm glad a couple members of the panel here shipped some big money. And Dunkel, I know you don't like to screenshot or send out any tweets, but you, my friend, had a nice little cash on Bill Z. Don't cut yourself short.
He posted it. Don't you
worry.
Did
post it. Excuse me. But you're allowed to victory lap in here too. Go ahead.
I made 2 bets, Big Bill Z and Big Dick Vic Hovland.
I told him he deserved to lose every dollar.
I will be going right back to the Big Dick Vic well this week. I will not be going back to the Bill. I will not be going back to the Bill Z well. But this is Big Dick Vic week, folks. Buckle your seatbelts. Mangone, how was your week?
Yeah, week wasn't bad. I will say this, we did talk about Shane Lowry hitting the buffet, and hey, his two worst rounds were Saturday and Sunday. So yes, he made the cut on the weekend. He lost to Morikawa, so he won the matchup, but Fat Shane Lowry did shoot his worst rounds on Saturday and Sunday. So I did get something right.
Love it. Love it. Snyder, let's talk on the BMW here. What's this course look like? Or as some people call it, a track.
Yeah. This week's event is going to be played at the South Course at Wilmington Country Club in Delaware. Par 71, measuring 7,534 yards. We're down to 70 golfers this week. Actually, 69, I think, as one didn't make it. Top 30 are going to make it to East Lake next week. 4 of these holes are going to have water in play. 91 bunkers are going to litter the property. The rough is going to be a fescue bluegrass mix here at 4 inches in height. So it's going to play pretty tough if you miss the fairways. Big bent grass greens here, about double the size of what we saw last week. These greens are going to be right around 8,000 square feet, a little over that on average. They're going to be rolling at 12.5 on the step meter there, Dunkel. 2 of these par 5s are going to make this track seem a lot longer than it actually is, I think. 2 of these par 5s, one is 634, and the other one is going to measure 649. So there's a lot of the distance is going to come from there in a couple of the par 3s as well. Given there are going to be 5 shorter attackable par 4s here, ranging from 391 to 430. So the shorter hitters are going to have some spots to attack here yet. The BMW has generally been set up as a birdie fest, as 6 of the last 7 winners have had a winning score of 20 under or greater. I don't have a lot of conviction either way, whether it comes to bombers at accuracy. I'm leaning more towards bombers because I think there will be some guys that can overpower this place. But with that said, I think if you find some of these rough areas, tree-lined rough areas, you could find some rough spots to be in. But I'm going to slightly lean to the bomber sides a little bit. Some of the key stats I'll be looking at this week: strokes gained approach, off the tee, birdie or better percentage, 3-putt avoidance, and DK points.
Tall grass, I think, was what I heard, and nobody can navigate tall grass like a guy with a. You know what? Never mind. Vic Hovland all week. Big Dick Vic. Terry, we'll go to you for DFS. Who do we like this week? And hopefully I'm hearing a little Hovland.
Yeah, I might have to get that 100 back. I've been waiting to get back from that Woodland bet back in March. See, I don't forget, Dunkel. You caught me for 100, and I haven't been able to get that C note back from you. I might have to make a little wager later in the show. I don't want to give it out too much, but I may have someone that could go against your boy Big Dick Vic this week. But for DFS purposes, I am going to go one of my favorite guys this week. He will be very, very popular, but I'm just going to get way overweight. Cam Young, $8,900. He is definitely, all of us that are on this panel that watch this and follow this every week, he's way underpriced. I don't really know what they were doing here. I don't like him outright. He's only 22, 23 to 1, so I won't bet him outright, but Cam Young, $8,900. He's off at T2 at the Open, almost won that. T2 at the Rocket Mortgage. Struggled a little bit last week, T31, but again, Snyder mentioned it, maybe going a little bit of the bomber's edge this week. And I think Cam Young, I mean, we've had 2 straight weeks, Tommy Kim, and then obviously last week with Willie Z, we could have a 3rd week in a row maybe of first-time winners. So I like Cam Young.
Love it. Anybody from the bottom you like, Uncle T?
Yeah, down below, I'm going all the way down. It's going to fit my build this week for DFS, and it typically is like that with a shorter field. We actually got 68 this week because I think Tommy Fleetwood withdrew or isn't playing either, Snyder. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'm going all the way down. 6,100, I like Lucas Herbert. He's going to fit the mold that I like this week, which is, a couple guys up top, maybe a couple guys even in the 9. And I'm going to jam 2 of these low 6K guys in. It's not going to be contrarian by any means, but Lucas Herbert, when he has contended the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's been that boom bust kind of guy. He's got a T9 and a T15 sandwiched in a couple missed cuts, but again, you don't have a cut this week. It's every player is going to get 4 rounds. So Lucas Herbert's one of my favorite value guys this week.
Awesome. Mangone, what do you like this week in DFS?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the well and a guy I talked about last week, Xander Schauffele. So he did struggle a little bit last week. It wasn't his best performance, but wasn't really in contention. Didn't just write it off because he's been so great all year long. Also, he is one of those guys, right? In one of the better no-cut players. He just always at no-cut events, he absolutely crushes. So I'm going to go back to well on Xander Schauffele. Think that he's a pretty good bet here at this one, and DFS-wise. He's in that 9K range. 9K range is loaded this week. It's definitely got a lot of golfers that you can go to. Not saying that Tony Finau is a bad player or Cantlay. There's a ton of great options in that range, but I'm leaning with Xander Schauffele to get the job done here at this no-cut event. And then I'm kind of taking a similar approach as Uncle T. I'm trying to go down to the basement here. I'm trying to go real far down. And this is a guy that this $5 GBP to win like 100K or that $20 GBP, try and chip that one for like 200K or whatever the big prize pool is. 6K golfer allows you to get so many options. It's Luke List, and Snyder talked about it. We want guys for driving distance, and Luke List definitely is good with the driver. Another thing that Luke List is not good at putting, for sure. Totally understand that, but some pretty big greens. Hopefully he can just find a way to get closer to the pin. And that thing you like about Luke List, again, he's a bomber. Patrick Cantlay talked about how bombers are the ones that we want to, be targeting here this week. And when the dude gets hot at a no-cut event, there's going to be birdies flying. And if there are a lot of birdies, Luke List can make them happen quick. He could be literally out of contention on Sunday and then slip into like T25. And for 6K, you'd probably take that with all the birdies he'd be making all weekend long.
Going deep down the board, Travis. Kurt, all buttoned up again as usual. Hopefully no breathing problems on this show. DFS, what do you like this week?
Going up top, I just actually made a pivot. I had someone else, but finished my player pool before I got on the show. And I'm going to go Rory McIlroy. Obviously, he's the most expensive golfer now that Cam's gone. I believe he might not be. It might be someone else, but I'm pretty sure it's Rory. Off missed cuts, he does well. He was pounding gushers and Twinkies when his time off. Now it's time to strap up and get going, okay? No more setting in cuts and gushers. He's going to return to peak Roy like we saw this year, and I like him off missed cuts. I think he's come pretty inspired this week. So give me Rory McIlroy. The guy can score DK points. So last 50 rounds, I'm pretty sure he's first on DK points gained. So give me that.
Okay, fair enough. Who in the middle or bottom you like?
Ooh, I got the return, baby.
Meow. There's no return. There's no return. This is the structure of the fucking show.
Meow. Kurt Kitayama, baby. Kurt Kitayama.
Wow, it's Kurt Kitayama. Come on. You should know this by now.
Bombers. He's 6K. Who's the most recent Bomber 6K guy to get a top 5? It's Kurt Kitayama, the cat man. We're going freaking back-to-back on Kitayama calls. Meow.
Dunkle, can I hit the button? My 6K shitter versus Kurt's. Luke List.
Oh God, all day.
All day. He'll never bet you.
All day. I won't bet it, but I promise Kitayama's going to outscore him.
No, you're not going to bet it? What do you mean?
Because I never bet you guys, and I always win them if I did. I'm still up. You all should be thanking me because every bet that you proposed to me, I would have won. You're welcome, but I'm not doing it now either. You're welcome.
I've never proposed one to you.
Every single one.
I proposed one against you, Kurt.
Well, then maybe it's Uncle T and Snyder, but I don't know. I'd be like 3-0 on the proposed bets.
Okay, well, why don't you try and make it 4-0 and take Kurt Kitayama, or my 6K guy versus yours?
I'm not jinxing my boy Kitayama. I'm way overexposed on him. I got enough in DFS. I don't need your money. I promise. DK will give me enough.
Come on.
Hey, Kurt, there's always next week.
Every week I'm so profitable. It's hilarious. Head-to-head, Snyder, send it. Head-to-head, let's go. Head-to-head. Any price. It's in my bank.
How about we play head-to-head in PGA?
Look at Big T.
I take Luke List. You take Kurt Kitayama, Kurt.
We can do a head-to-head, yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Well, no shit. What do you think he was talking about?
Mangone, you got yourself a bet, it appears.
Thank you, Big T. Yes.
I don't want Big T's. I want Kurt's. That's the whole point for that. I mean,
Kurt's money is different than Big T's money.
Yeah, I don't want Big T's money. I want Kurt's.
I mean, Luke List isn't much better, so I mean that's kind of the bottom of the barrel.
Again, I'm trying to make the show entertaining, but you know,
take Herbert over
backpedaling into bushes. That's fine. I'll just go sit back and relax. No worries.
Mangone,
I'm a T5 2 weeks ago.
Challenge everybody that nobody wants to accept.
Well, that's not true. Uncle T, actually, if we had to make wagers of who tries to wager the most on this show, it's Uncle T and it's Snyder. They try to wager the most. So I know you two are sitting on your phone playing games the whole time, so you don't notice that, but it's the truth.
Yeah. You're so right. You're so right.
Kurt, if you lose the bet, Big T will let you borrow $100 to pay off.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case.
Dunkel, before you go on to Snyder and Allie's winners, can I interject, though, about the first part of Kurt's segment?
Of course you can.
Thank you. I just want to make sure it was okay with the host.
Yeah, of course.
I think Kurt taking Rory was a bunch of BS because Allie several times on this show has gone up top and she's gotten yelled at and criticized. No, Allie, I'm taking up for you.
Yeah.
She's taking guys up top and we give her a hard time, and then Kurt takes the top guy on the board and nobody says anything. I mean, what the hell?
We as you know, Uncle T, we do at times cut folks some slack. You know, I consider myself a rational host.
Right.
You know, I don't overly slob anybody. Speaking of that, Snyder.
Wait.
I've really enjoyed what you've kind of developed into in this show. You got some like serious troll in you now, and I like that. It's like a diamond in the rough. You know, I knew you had this in you like 6 or 8 weeks ago, and it's just nice to see you just consistently ball bagging everybody that you have communications with on this show. So keep up the good work there. And yeah, who do we like in DFS? Because I'm sure whoever it is, the whole chat's gonna lock and load.
Yeah, I'm going to go right back to last week's winner. I don't think anyone's going to go back to him this week. I'm seeing him under 15%, like right around 12, 13% owned. We're going to go right back to Big Bill, who is a big game hunter. He's finished inside the top 6 in 6 of the last 7, what I call big time events. So I'm going to go right back to Zalatoris. We've seen golfers just once they kind of get this breakout win, the floodgates kind of open. We saw it with Scheffler earlier this year. We saw it with Finau. I think Zalatoris is going to keep that momentum rolling, and he's going to keep I think he could even have a chance to go back-to-back. I don't know if he will. I think top 5 is definitely in his play. And at low ownership, I love his upside, the birdie upside too. He's a monster off the tee, so I'm going to go with Big Bill. And to just stay with the theme of everybody taking some low guys, I'm going to go with a guy way down there. I think he's like 6'2", Andrew Putnam. He's got great form for his price tag. 5th last week, 27th and 11th the 2 weeks prior. He's sitting right outside the top 30. I think he's like 40th, 45th, somewhere around there. So he needs another good week this week to make it to East Lake. So I'm going to go with Andrew Putnam, who's made 16 birdies in his last 3 events, which birdie or better is something I'm looking at. And 6'2" is a good price tag for that, I think.
Now, Snyder, Big T wants to slide in for some cash. He
won't do it. I already tried.
To work out.
I'll take him over a couple of them. I'm not taking him over Rory though, or I'm playing Rory and Bill up top. Those are I'll take him versus JT and Rom.
Whoa, you told me earlier today you wouldn't do it. What are you talking about?
I told you I would do it with everyone besides Finau, Scheffler, and Rory. I said you could have all the other guys.
One guy over him is all. Can I get some Snyder bucks? Rom and JT over Zalatoris?
Sure.
100?
You see, that's the confidence I'm talking about.
Could you please make a note of that for me in case I get drunk on the show and forget?
I'll give you a chance to win your money back from last week. Let's roll.
Hey, I sent it very promptly last week when I lost.
It's fantastic. And I'm hearing from the rumors in the streets that there might be another panelist here that's going to give out some DFS plays. Allie, thoughts?
I may have a little surprise for you all this week, but I have one DFS pick for the people. Snyder and I talked earlier. I know that he's not a fan of this, but, take it as you please. I'm going to do Sam Burns, 9,300. His tee degree game, was strong all week last week, so I'm expecting him to bring it with him this week. I like how he'll pan out at this course, hopefully. He's also top 20 in the field in ball striking, which is something that I am paying attention to this week for sure. So give me Sam Burns is my DFS pick this week.
Love it.
Very proud.
Love it. And Uncle T, family is family, but yikes.
I'll take him to lunch on Snyder's dime next week. It's all good.
Yikes.
I get some sushi again on Uncle T this week again.
We might have another wager later. Stay tuned.
And just to be clear, if I hear any of you decide to do anything silly, I'm pressing the button too. So this isn't a show where we're just all going to.
I do have a little left to give you. I'll take Morikawa over your guy, Big Dick Vic.
Whoa,
if you want, JJ.
Snyder getting frisky here.
$100 both.
Let's go.
Okay, so You see how simple that is, Kurt? You could even do it for bragging rights. You could do it for Swedish Fish.
Big T called it earlier in the show. I won't repeat what he said.
What if Snyder shipped you like a barbell? I mean, like, think about all the options you have.
Doesn't matter. I can get 50% Kitayama, and I'll win enough money by not betting you all. Like I have enough invested on Kitayama. I don't need y'all's money. I'll get my money from DraftKings. Like I've been doing all year, I'll get my money from DraftKings. I'm good. I'm good.
Like $8 on him to win.
I have 50% of my lineups. What do you mean?
I mean, Kurt, we could have made like a friendly wager, like loser shaves their head. I don't know, like
don't go.
That's it, but like you get what I'm saying. Like it didn't have to be money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you just backpedaled real quick. That's okay, Kurt. Duly noted. We take notes over here.
Down over there, Anthony.
I've been keeping notes. I'd be 3-0 if I took these bets. I'm still not going to.
Yeah, actually, Dunkel, let's flip it around. Put Big T in timeout. He's not allowed on this show for making fun of the white hat because Bill Z got it done for you last week.
The problem is if I put him in timeout, I don't know how to take him out of timeout. So, does it last 5 minutes? If it lasts 5 minutes, I'll do it. All right, so let's move over to outrights.
It's not a Swedish Fish, John. It's Twizzlers tonight.
That's the best candy.
You eat candy?
So moving over to outrights.
Twizzlers.
Since we're going to snake this, Allie, we'll start with you. What do we like this week?
Listen.
Hold on. It wasn't a gift. We snake it every week. So like, oh my God, I'm get to go first. No. You went last in DFS. Now you're going first. It's the way the show works. Yeah. Carry on.
Listen. Yeah, I start every week off with the outrights though. So
Kurt did it last week. Or Snyder
That's right.
did it the week
before. So listen. Say what you want. And Snyder said it best in our group chat today. Scotty Scheffler shows everyone this week why he's world number one. A miscut last week. Being replaced in the FedEx Cup standings by Willie Z, he's coming here with something to prove. I have a never fade Scotty Scheffler policy. I think that putter is going to bounce back. 5th best putting average on tour, and he's also 18th off the tee, 10th in ball striking over the last 24 rounds, which, like I said before, 2 things that I'm really paying attention to this week. And with Cam Smith out of the way, I think this could be big for him. And you know what? If he doesn't win, I see him finishing top 5 for sure.
Fair enough. Snyder, always expect big things out of you during this segment.
It's SCOTTIE. I think we should establish that by now.
It's just as much with a Y as Will Z is Bill Z. Snyder, okay. Always expect something big from you in this segment. Who do we like this week from an outright?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a big name that wins this event this week. And I'm going to go right back to the well with the guy I was on last week. I made 2 outrights last week. It was Bill Z and Morikawa. We're going to go right back with Morikawa this week. The cut shot is back. That's been the big thing that's been holding him back the whole year. He hasn't been able to hit that cut shot. Last week, he regained that cut shot, made 22 birdies last week. Did make some mistakes, so 9 bogeys and a double. He missed a couple of putts there towards the end. But like I said last week, I think he's going to go on a similar run like Patrick Cantlay did last year through the playoffs. Top 5 last week with, I think it was like his B game. So I think he can play better here this week. He's a great on those long par 4s. He's great long par 5s. I mean, the long iron game is elite with him. One of the best ball strikers on tour. So I'm going to go with Morikawa as he's got the cut shot back in his game, which is huge.
No surprise there.
20-1.
Well, keep up the good work. Kurt, who's your outright?
I'm going to a pretty popular option. It's been bet a lot this week, but last time I did that, it was Ju Young. So I'm going Cameron Young. I got 28-1 as soon as it dropped on Monday, but I believe I saw this morning it's 25-1. I don't mind doing that. It's a bomb and gouge, similar-ish to the British, not too much, but bomb and gouge, same concept, and Cameron Young did good there. So give me Cam Young, kill the ball, keep it semi-accurate, and get the first win for the kid. 25-1.
Fair enough. Uncle Terry, who's our outright this week?
I need a ruling.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need actually a ruling from Mangone.
Gotcha, Uncle T.
Am I allowed to? Should I go with an audible, or am I allowed to? I'm going with. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going with Colin Morikawa.
Oh, God.
Of course you are.
I can't believe. I didn't know who was going to go first tonight. Snyder ended up going first. I thought he was going to go with somebody else, but I left my spot open in the cores or in the tiers tonight on the site, because I thought for sure I'd be the only one. But that being said, I do like Morikawa this week. He sits right behind the 6, 7, 8 guys that are at 14-1. And I do agree with Snyder also that one of the big name guys is going to win this week. There's just too many good guys up top. 20-1, I think, is very fair. He made 22 birdies last week. Probably could have made more. He's really, obviously, we know he's good with his irons. This course sets up really nice for him. I'm not going to choke him too much more. Morikawa is my pick to win.
Okay.
About time, Uncle T.
There you go. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Everybody will at one point, Snyder. Mangone, outright.
Dunkel, I need a ruling.
You're not going to go
Should
through.
I jump on the board, or should I
Jump on the board. Jump on.
someone that everyone else
He's
has?
going to call bullshit immediately if you do it.
Y'all are talking crap about Morikawa all year, and now you're jumping on. Let's go.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm jumping
no.
at the right time, Snyder. That's what winners do. We jump on the right time. Dunkel,
are getting on him at the right
three of you hit on Bill Z last week, right? 3 of you guys hit on it. Well, the 3 of us are hitting on Morikawa this week at 20-1. It's going real well. I'm arm in arm with Snyder and Uncle T. Our boxes are all connected. It's looking good here. Also, the thing about Colin Morikawa, what did I tell you last week, Dunkel? I said, if Bill Z can putt here, Colin Morikawa can. He's proven that he will putt when it matters. This is playoffs time, baby. It's playoffs. He is going to putt when it matters. He's going to get the job done. Snyder said it last week in our chat. Morikawa left strokes out there on the field. I like Colin Morikawa. I think he gets it done. So give me Colin Morikawa to ship it at 20-1.
So let me ask this. Does he just not give a shit the rest of the year? Because you're saying he putts when it matters. Like, does the rest of the season just not matter?
I'm just telling you the words from his mouth. He says that when he needs to make the big putts, he'll make them. He said it. I'm just telling you what came from his mouth.
Right. Okay.
Before we go over to long shots, I will say I will have 3 outrights this week. It'll be Rahm, Scheffler, and Big Dick Vic. Hopefully, Big Dick Vic is the one that comes home with it, though.
So, JJ, this is
I just love that JJ's always betting my outrights. That says something.
JJ, this is where I wanted to slide in.
I gotta tell you then.
I'll try to get my Hyundai back, and I'll take Morikawa over Little Dick Vic.
You see how Uncle T does it though? Like he doesn't want any of the better odds guys smoke. Like he doesn't want the Scheffler or the Rahm smoke, but he wants the Big Dick Vic.
I'll put up 110 to your 100. How's that?
It still wouldn't be mathematically fair, but
all right,
yeah,
so 100 to 100 then. I'm not even giving you the 10 cents. Forget it. 100 and 100.
I'll still jump aboard. I got a lot of faith in my guy Vic this week.
All right.
Okay, so we will move on to long shots. Mangone, we start with you. So long shot, what do you like this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking a page out of Kurt's book. We are in on the Asians this week. Give me Hideki Matsuyama, as Snyder likes to call him. Listen, 65-1 is an insane number on Hideki, especially in a field that has 70 golfers. We think a top-tier golfer is going to win this thing. Hideki's a top-tier golfer. Yes, there's been struggles throughout the year. We don't know what we're going to get. It could be an absolute mixed bag with him. But if you look at 65-1 on Hideki and all the other guys in that range, and we're talking about golfers that are going to win the event. We're not betting top 20. We're not betting top 10. Guys to actually ship this thing. Hideki's the best player to do that in that range. So I'm going to take a shot on Hideki Matsuyama.
Okay. I can't argue value. Uncle T, long shot?
Yeah, I am a little worried about Hideki. He did come out and say he was struggling a little bit, Mangone, to be honest. I don't know if you saw that. I hope he doesn't withdraw, but it didn't look great. But
well, if he withdraws, we get our money back too, right? Like that's the other thing with outrights. Like if he withdraws before, you get the money back. Like it's look at all like Mito's 70-1, like Cam Davis is 71. Like it's just that name is just ridiculous to have at that price. And hey, if he gets it done, he gets it done. But it's 65-1. You're not putting your whole bank account on it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, my long shot Dunkel this week, and like all of us though, with this shorter field, you're not getting nearly the numbers that you're going to get on a full field event on some of these guys down a little bit. But so I'm going to go down to a guy I haven't been on recently just because of the odd difference. I'm going to go with Mito Pereira. He's 110-1 on FanDuel. Only 70-1 on DK. So I'm going to go with Mito at 110-1. Just because of the price difference. You can get that kind of difference on FanDuel. I think it's worth taking a shot.
Kurt, everybody's been agreeing with everybody, so when it gets to you, just go ahead and agree with Uncle T.
Allie vouch. I told Allie it's who I was doing earlier, so.
Yeah.
You were doing what earlier?
I was gonna take Cam Young as an outright, and he's like, "No, it's mine." I was like, "All right." So.
Well, I'm talking about Mito too.
And he said Mito has his long
Kurt,
shot.
why are you so disappointed? Just hop on. You can get on arm in arm with Uncle T.
Oh, I'm going to be, and I was basically you said exactly what I was going to say too. Like the price disparity is crazy. You're 111 on FanDuel and you're plus 70,000 or something like on DK. It's I mean it's huge. Like I don't love long shots this week, but he's the one I took. I mean the guy is talented. Like for 1 week, if he just gets his off the tee back together and he putts halfway decent, he can definitely contend.
Snyder, as there was a few people that interrupted before it was your time to talk. The long shot, who do we like this week?
Very hurtful. I'm going to go with a guy that opened at 75-1. He's been bet down to 65-1 on DraftKings, and on FanDuel, he's 55-1. So make sure to get him over on DraftKings. I'm going to go with Cameron Davis. He's got a huge birdie upside. I love his recent form coming in 13th, 14th, 16th, 6th, and 8th in his last 5 events. I really think it's going to be a big name that wins this, but if I'm going to drop down a little bit, I'm going to go to Cam Davis there at 65-1. I think he's a guy. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he's there late Sunday.
Awesome, Kurt. Long shot. We shaking hands with Uncle T here.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to give a pick. I'm not going to bet. So I'm sticking with Mito. He's the only one I bet him.
Okay, Allie, long shot.
Yeah, I mean, like look at these guys and the numbers we're getting them at the top.
Just look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Like, is a long shot really here going to hit? I highly doubt it. I said the same thing last week, and, obviously I was correct with Bill Z coming out on top, but it's what we do here. So I'm going to go with JT posted 95-1. I don't think I've ever gone this high up on a long shot, but last 24 rounds, he's 7th total strokes gained, 12th tee to green, 7th in putting. All these things seem to look really good for his case here. So if I'm going to argue a long shot, it's him. I like how he's looking on the board compared to other long shots. So give me JT Poston.
Okay. We stretched way past 50-1 there. So impressive.
Just for you guys.
T20, Allie, what do you like?
Okay. Well, so Kurt decided to take him as his outright, so I'm going to do him as my top 20. Not the craziest top 20 odds here. I'm going to do Cam Young. He's minus 110. I never do the minus range, but a lot of these guys who I truly think are going to finish up there are, not plus money. But I like him outright. Like I said, let Kurt have that stage. He gained 9 strokes in the ball striking categories last week. Second to William Zalatoris, and he's got a great setup here for his strengths. Normally he's not a bad putter, so I'm going to exclude last week's putting performance. One of the best drivers on tour. These big greens will favor that, being first off the tee in the field over the last 24 rounds. So give me Mr. Cameron Young as my top 20. Sorry, I almost
right over there. Over there.
Yeah. I don't know
yeah,
okay.
Cam Young, T20.
Yeah.
Kurt, T20.
I'm going to give the first one. I'm going to give a long shot T20 again too because it hit last week. So I just want to ask permission for that first of all because Glover hit last week. So may I have permission to do a long shot again?
Floor is yours to do whatever you'd like, Kurt.
My first one was Aaron Wise plus 160, 8th tee to green on these longer courses. I mean, if you look at the model on longer courses, the green's everywhere for Aaron Wise, and he's going to win us some green this week. Top 20 plus 160 on both sites.
That's not a long shot. Plus 160 is not a long shot.
No. Hold on. That I'm giving 2, so that wasn't the long shot.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe it was on FanDuel. The longest odds for top 20, I believe it was Tom Hoagie. I think it was plus 410. The guy's approach game is amazing. He was top 5 recently, and 1 week I was heavy on. I think it was the Rocket Mortgage. Give me some Tom Hoagie at plus 420, or I hope that's it. Something 400. Tom Hoagie.
Okay, we got 2 there. Did you guys all watch that? The Kurt just slid 2 in there. You'll have to see it. Snyder.
Yeah, I'd literally be blacklisted from the show.
No, Allie, you 20 guys can finish top 20. Not 2 golfers can't win the tournament.
Yeah, but I got bitched at last week or how many weeks ago for giving 2 top 20s. So I don't want to hear it.
I don't know if that was me. I definitely complained about the outrights, not the top 20s. We can definitely check that tape. I'll be there.
You just keep interrupting me. It's very hurtful.
It's always like I should just boot everybody for your segment. Anyway, Mitch, before you were rudely interrupted by the entire panel.
Except me. I didn't
Well,
talk.
that's her fault. Uncle T did not interrupt. Don't put him in there, Dunkel.
Oh,
Now
and well, that just ended a second ago when he interrupted. Snyder,
Waiting my turn.
Yeah.
Snyder T20. Floor is yours.
I really like this top 20. I'm going to bet it pretty big. I like this guy quite a bit this week in DFS and everywhere, all the betting markets. Taylor Pendrith, he's finished 13th or better in four of his last five events. You need to price shop this, so you can get it at plus 220 at DraftKings. At FanDuel, it's only plus 160, so you need to price shop this at DraftKings. He was great last week, the first two rounds at least, and then the weekend hit, and he lost 6 strokes putting, and then 2 more strokes around the green. He was great off the tee still, so I think this is a great spot for him to bounce back. The off-the-tee game has been great. We're going with Taylor Pendrith at plus 220. I love that bet, so bet it hard and bet it twice. As Faxman says, borrow some money from your neighbor if you have to.
Uncle T, you seem a little distraught. Are you that much arm in arm with Snyder this week?
No, I think what happened is somehow somebody got a hold of all my pick sheets and stuff here on it. Somebody freaking hacked into my shit this week. Snyder, I am arm in arm with you, my friend. Taylor Pendrith plus 220. I mean, again, I've been on him for these T20s. He did fall back a little bit, like he said, after that's opening 66 last week. But again, he's 11th on tour right now in driving distance, which is what we want here, and been playing some good golf along with that. So I hate to do it, but I am. I'm gonna go Taylor Pendrith plus 220.
It's a shame. I mean, Uncle T, I expect better out of you. You're a veteran. This is now the second time on the show where you've copied Snyder's picks. You know, it is what it is.
Hate to see it.
He went before me is all it was.
Mangone, T20.
Yeah, Dunkel. So I hate to do this, but we're looking at some of these top 20s, and a guy that I'm looking to be on this week. His name is Taylor, not Pendrith. Taylor Moore at plus 310. The look on your face was worth it, Dunkel. But plus 310 on Taylor Moore. Let's look at some of the stats that he's had as of late.
All three you would have got booted, by the way, if you said Pendrith.
I know it was too good. You just threw me up an alley-oop. It was beautiful. So Taylor Moore,
I like him too, man.
I want the last 12 rounds here. Look at the numbers he has. Ranked in the field, approach he's 10th, off the tee 19th, short game it's 21st, ball striking 10th, tee to green 3rd. Again, that is a small sample of 12 rounds, but if you look at the 24 rounds, it's still pretty good stuff too. Taylor Moore's been on fire. I consider putting him over Luke List as my DFS guy as well. So I think he's a really good value play DFS-wise, and I think top 20 at plus 310, you're getting some real good value there.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. We'll go over to matchups, Mangone, and we'll start with you. And I want to be clear before any of you decide to get a little ballsy here. I will be pressing the button if I disagree with the matchup here. So I'd grab your balls before you're going to say whatever you're going to say. Mangone, you could start.
All right. Well, for my matchup, I'm going against a guy that I like to normally roster in DFS, but he's been struggling as of late. His name's Davis Riley. So I'm going to take Mito over him at minus 120. I just think it's a pretty good, it's plus 110. I'm getting the plus money, and Davis Riley's minus 120. Riley has lost strokes on approach in 3 of his last 4 events, and that's Davis Riley's strength. So to see his strength just be an absolute weakness as of late, that worries me. Of course, some of the other parts of the game are going well, and if he finds the approach play, yeah, he could obviously pop off. But I don't think that's going to happen. He's been struggling a bit. Mito, he's been trending upwards. I think it's going to be a good spot for him. So give me Mito Pereira over Davis Riley in the matchups.
Fair enough. Good breakdown. Uncle T, favorite matchup?
Yeah, I like that pick. The good part about this last segment, Uncle, is I get to go ahead of Snyder this time. So I am going with for my matchup. I think they got the wrong guy favored here. I'm going with Colin Morikawa plus 100 over Sung J M. I think it should be flip-flop the other way. I think you get a good price here on Morikawa. Look, Sung J M's been playing well, good as well, but Morikawa, again, I think he's going to get on a little bit of a run here like we talked about earlier in the show, and you're going to give me even money on a matchup. I think this is a steal. Morikawa, and you can bank on it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mitch, it's your turn to speak. Favorite matchup this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a different Morikawa matchup than I had that one wrote down. And I'm going to go with Morikawa -130 versus Joaquim Neiman this week. I've already talked about Morikawa enough. The cut shot's back. He's going to make some putts this week. Morikawa is going to dust this dust ball.
Okay, fair enough. Kurt, seem a little distraught over the last pick.
I have a different Morikawa one. That's neither of those two. I don't love him this week as much as they do, but I do love him more than this guy. I've got Colin Morikawa over Tony Finau +130 on FanDuel. Tony's been hot, but I think he lost a little bit of that magic with the putter last week from what I saw. Still going to do everything else great, but I think he'll lose a little bit with the putter, and I think that's just enough for Morikawa to come in and outscore him and +130.
He gained 4 strokes putting last week, Kurt.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the game before that? Because the guy did not look like he was.
He gained 4.5 strokes the week before.
Yeah, well,
what are you talking about?
He was missing putts that he was making before.
Finau gained 4 strokes putting last week.
I want to let the panel know that before the end of the show, I legitimately might hit the button on all 3 of you and then just
That makes me want to fade Tony even more now because my lord.
Actually, Kurt won't take the bet anyway, so it would only be 2. Maybe not. Unless Allie's decided to back Morikawa here. Let's see.
No, I'm going to go with Rory over Cantlay, -135. He's coming off a missed cut last week. Each time this man has missed the cut over the last 2.5 years, he's bounced back. Now, Cantlay, his ball striking last week was not there. First time he's lost strokes both off the tee and on approach since the Players. But this is a far better fit for Rory, especially looking at where he sits versus Cantlay. And all the stats across the board, he's significantly better here. So Rory over Cantlay is my matchup bet of the week.
Okay, fair enough. Final notes. I'll start with the person who I think had the best show, Snyder. So I felt like he had a good show today, Snyder.
Can we poll the audience, the chat tonight, and see who had the best show?
Yeah, you know what? Out of everybody, including the host, who does the chat believe had the best show today and should start off the final notes section?
Dunkel. Yes. I'm just saying you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
He's just trying to interrupt me again, I think.
that was him, not me. Or it was me. That was me. That was me. My bad.
Right now it's 1-0. 1-0 Travis.
Is that Uncle T?
That's beautiful. Jason, you can't vote for Mangone and have my picture up there.
There's Uncle T on his burner. Clearly, I got to get on my burner and throw in an Uncle T burner.
I love that. That's hilarious.
And here comes the Snyder tribe.
Here we go.
It was only a matter of time.
I wanted to see John vote for Allie. I thought that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell, John? You're back on my shit list.
John said he's going to be quiet for the rest of the show after last week. He said he's taking a moment of silence.
He did.
That's why I thought it'd be even more funny if you said Allie.
Rump Pure Sports selected Snyder as the MVP.
Yeah, I thought I was all right this week. We're going to come back stronger, though, next week or the weeks becoming. We can always get better. Perfection is not – I don't believe there's anything such thing as perfection, but that doesn't mean you can't strive for it. So we're going to strive for it again next week. Looking forward to this week. We'll have the Showdown shows coming up the next couple of days. We've got that promo code still going, NFL 15. That's going to get you – all sports, all slates, one price, 15% off your monthly subscription for the life of your program. It's going to include SaberSim as well. NFL season's coming. The price may be going up, I hear, for NFL and college football, and NBA is right around the corner as well. So head on over, join the movement. We've got the playbook up, the core plays, the cash chart, Big T's nose page, everything's up. So head on over and join the movement.
That was one of the best sales pitches I've ever heard. Can everybody agree?
I mean, he does start first in this segment every week. You give him the chance to you tee him up like a softball question. So, leaves nothing for the rest of us.
Jason Graham with the picture of Uncle T in his 30s that he gave you the pick 2 weeks ago.
Thanks, Jason.
Uncle T, so I think you had the second best show tonight. Any final notes?
Yeah. If you're not first, you're last. So, but no, I'll echo what Snyder said. I'll be with him and Big Rob on the Showdown show Friday night. Come join us. We'll pick round 3 winners. Next week, we got the Tour Championship. We get from 70 down to 30, and that's at Eastlake. So look forward to being on the show next week, and come see us on the Showdown shows.
Love it. Thanks, Uncle T. And welcome to the Thunderdome 5-star.
Oh, you love to see it.
Mangone.
Welcome.
Final notes. Anything you got going on this weekend? You've looked very focused all show long, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've had pretty good back-to-back shows. You can't three-peat's not that easy, right? So we'll have to see what we can do next week. But yeah, overall, it should be a fun week. The wall, you never commented. Like, we're finally in the different space, Dunkel.
It's fair.
Thanks for noticing. The edible must have hit real early on this show.
That deserves.
What the?
Yep, Dunkel
See ya.
stuff. But
Now we
I will
found
say,
out what we want.
we'll just say this: if Morikawa ships this week, if he ships, we'll be buying a Morikawa little autograph. We'll hang it up because
Get you a flag like that one.
Yeah, I'll have to get one, Snyder. I mean, I'll just say this: I've always been a Morikawa guy. I was big on Bryson and Morikawa. I always liked them. This year, me and him, we got away from each other. But this could be the week. It happens. Gets the job done. He hit a nice outright on me a while back. Nice little 35-1. Hopefully he can ship it here for me at 20-1. I love Morikawa this week. So if he wins, I'll be sure to get an autograph and hang that bad boy up behind him.
I can't believe I never commented on that backdrop, Mangone. Anyway, Kurt's like, Jesus. Kurt, final notes? Any big plans this weekend?
Some more preseason content. My boy Snyder, keep bringing that preseason heat.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been profitable. I'm pretty sure 4 out of the 5 days for me.
Yeah,
so
we
keep
crushed.
that going. Yeah, it's been awesome. And I guess you guys tune in next week for Allie's top 30 pick. Let's go.
That was actually good.
This is a very sharp take, 5-star. Keep up the good work. I'm with you there. Allie, final notes? Anything going on in the life?
Listen, so I do have an announcement. Today is my last day with the crew. I know I'm not emotionally prepared for this, so bear with me. I knew I was going to cry. Listen, thank you to the Run Pure Sports members, my coworkers, and most importantly, this golf crew right here. This has been the greatest experience I could have asked for 9 months ago. I knew nothing about the world of sports betting, and you all welcomed me with open arms, there to answer countless calls and questions I had. I know Dunkel rolled his eyes every time he saw my name popping up on his phone, but each of you here played a part.
I did.
Each of you here played a part in this new profound love for the game of golf, from Snyder being my first ever bank on a guest to talk some top 20s, to depending on our show to lift me up on a weekly basis, and to the faithful viewers who tuned in to watch us each week slobber and slander all over each other's picks. Thank you. I would not be here today without all of you, and I'm so blessed to have had this community that makes it so hard to say goodbye.
Awesome. Well, not awesome that you're leaving, but awesome all around.
You're going to kill it, Allie. Good luck with everything you do. Yep. You're the GOAT. It's been awesome.
Yeah, no. The shows have been great. I mean, they were really good before you got here. They're arguably not really good anymore, but
it won't be the same.
But no. But it's from all our ends, and yeah, whatever's next, we wish you nothing but the best. So yeah, kind of a sad way to end the show, I guess. But needless to say, it's been a good week. It's been a good show. Going back for a few weeks now, so we're looking to keep the mojo up. And hey, look, when better to hit an outright than on Allie's last PGA show with us? So let's hope to stick it.
Allie, go.
But anyway, folks, thanks for joining in. Thanks for tuning in on a weekly basis. Obviously, we have a few more of these left. But from here on out, gamble responsibly, stay safe, and as always, folks, run pure. See you next time.